This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're tuning in from. You see here, we're just closing out Sweden versus Austria after I just took the last pretty much 2 periods to take a good old Boxing Day nap. But we are off and running for USA versus Latvia, which will be coming up in a matter of moments, my friends. So let me go get that scoreboard up. I don't think you really need a scoreboard to tell you what's going to happen in this Sweden-Austria game. Pretty much exactly what it looked like was going to happen ended up happening between these two teams. You held out a little bit of hope where it was still 0-0 for quite a good chunk of that game, and now suddenly 11-0. And that's about the way she is about to finish up here between Sweden and Austria. Maybe a difference of another goal or so. But my friends, hello, welcome aboard again. Like I said, nap is done. We should be good to go here for this one. It was kind of a tired morning, and I battled through, but got it done. And we'll see what we can't get going here for today's broadcast. I'm just going to change the titles a little bit here and see if we can't get some stuff changed up here to see if we can lure a couple more people to come hang out with us and hopefully get the chat a little bit more active than it was earlier on. I noticed that there's about 3 big illegal streams on YouTube today, so that just is what it is, and we'll battle through that. But yeah, it's tough, right? That's when you're trying to do things legit and people are out there live streaming illegally. They just they get the benefit of the doubt, but it is what it is, and we'll get through it for sure. Not going to complain. No sense in complaining, that's for sure. Yeah, we'll see what we can do in today's 3rd live stream of the day. See if we can't get something going here. I'm just going to spend some time as we await this game getting underway to see if we can't change things up a little bit here and get things rocking and rolling. So I'm just going to go here and see what we can do to maybe manipulate things a little bit more and take away from the people doing things illegally, and see if we can't spend some time with some new folks. Sorry, just got some computer work. That's the problem when you wake up from a nap a little bit later than you should have. Got a couple of things to start up before you really get too much into the nuts and bolts of the live stream, my friends. As we're still 25 seconds to go in Sweden, Austria, so we should be pretty close to this game starting up, but we'll see what ends up happening here as we're just moments away from things getting underway. Let's go sports. See if we can't figure this out here. Do anything we can go. There it is. Yeah, no, we're just going to leave it alone. Perfect. All right, my friends. Sweden takes down Austria. That was a foregone conclusion, I think, for the most part, that we were going to see Sweden and Austria be a blowout. And, of course, it is for us, Sweden taking home an 11-0 final. Other than that, we are almost ready for USA Latvia to get underway. Obviously, United States, whatever you want to call it, for this tournament. But that is where we sit going into action here. Is just waiting for these guys to get off the ice and call it a day in Halifax, and then get to United States and Latvia in a brief few moments, my friends. That's what we're waiting on. And Canada, Czechia, obviously that's the big reminder, is Canada, Czechia coming up at 4:30 p.m. Mountain Time. I think if I'm appealing to the most broad of the Dolynny TV fan base, that would be where we're at. With Canada, Czechia looking to try and get that going. But man, Sweden just did not miss all game, and they just kept hammering home 11 goals. I mean, more than one every 6 minutes. That's a pretty impressive night if you're Sweden. And now we'll go into USA versus Latvia. We'll see what we can do against each other. I think, again, this is probably going to be another foregone conclusion here that this one's going to be a victory for the US, but I guess we'll see what ends up happening, as that's kind of the story of that Switzerland-Finland game that we got to enjoy earlier this morning, is who knew what was going to happen in that one. I had a sneaky suspicion that maybe Switzerland was going to be able to pull something through, and they did in overtime, upsetting them 3-2. So that's what you just kind of get out of that one for sure. So USA looking for a little bit of redemption at the World Juniors, I guess what they're saying. It's Latvia versus USA next on TSN. There we go. Should be good to rock and roll here in a brief moment's time after they get the intros done here on TSN. I wanted to say Sportsnet. The amount I watch Sportsnet, geesh, good night. But yeah, no, Latvia versus the United States. Don't know who the goaltenders are. The referees, as selected by the IIHF, are Mark Ewert and Matthew Minetti, as well as Clement Goncalves and Sean Oliver will line or man the lines for the USA. And geez, I sound about as tired as I feel coming out of bed there, don't I? As Latvia looking to get things going in the round robin, as both teams doing the national anthems right now prior to the game. We're just about ready to get this one underway, I promise you that. So let me see what we got going on here across YouTube for the other games right now. And looks like it was yet to start his stream. Oh, sure. Sensational 7 for the US. Logan Cooley is, of course, leading that pack. I think he's one of, if not the biggest prospects for Team United States. Hello from the United States. So much pride. Super Mario, hopefully your team can do better than your team in the World Cup. Yeah, you know what? You and me both. Canada did not do so hot in the World Cup. Just getting there was obviously a victory, but the U.S. falling very short on expectations in the World Cup, and I think you'd like to try and get something out of it. There's a French linesman in this hockey game today, so despite France not being represented, he will be on the ice for this World Juniors, getting the assignment for the IIHF. And as we see, Trey Augustine gets the start for the World Junior team. So see what ends up happening there. And of course, they've got Patrick Berzins, who's playing for Danbury in 2023 this season so far in the USA. And he will get the start for Latvia. Rand Pecknold is the head coach of the USA squad. Never heard of this man in my life, but we'll see what kind of team he coaches. And Artis Abels is, of course, the head coach for Latvia. I believe he's been here a couple of years in a row now, and we'll see what he can bring for this Latvian squad today. Puck is just about ready to be down at center ice, my friends. I'm going to adjust this how we correctly call the game. That way I can actually hear what the broadcast is saying. We should be off and running with today's hockey game here in just a matter of seconds now. So both players circling around, looking for things to start changing. Luke Hughes out there wearing the C for the USA this year. The cousin of other Luke Hughes. Now this puck's going to be down, and that's a face-off won by Latvia, dumped on in, and this is going to be interesting to see how long can Latvia just dump and chase against the U.S. before they get themselves into trouble. But they've got possession in the zone before it's fought out by the USA, and already right back into the offensive zone. USA in on the attack. United States trying to get off to it, but they can't, and now back the other way. We got Latvia coming in down the wing. They're going to force themselves into the corner. And that's going to be picked up there by Luke Hughes, but moved ahead. And this one's already got some pace to it, my friends. Both teams working their feet early on in this one. Dennis Bayak, Dave Reed have the call here. Logan Cooley cut off there. That's going to be cut into the American territory, where it'll be fired near side corner. Fired right in front. Oh my goodness, Latvia. Lavins just missed a point blank chance. I mean, it doesn't come closer than that in the World Juniors, and he just missed it. It bounced off a pass, off his skate, and just a quick stick in front from an American player able to tip that one away, or else that was labeled back of the net, as Slavens would have been able to just smoke that one top corner. 19:10 to go. So Latvia afforded the best chance of the game so far. We'll see what they come of it here in the offensive zone face-off. Lost to the Americans as they try to battle along the boards, and Latvia hitting rugged here in this first period. Definitely staying with it with the body against the Americans at least, but that one, good defensive stick there by Latvia, able to clear the zone again. Back down, and an American player blows a tire in the defensive zone, but there's no worries there as he'll get up and continue play. 18:42 to go here in this first period of play. This one worked back by Latvia into the possession after working over the Americans in their own zone. Latvia into the American end, coming on down and trying to battle this puck off an American stick, but they're outworked, and now the USA back across the blue line. Chance worked on down deep. USA on the puck here. They're going to work around behind the net. Shot fired, save made by the Latvian goaltender. So that's his first of the night. And that's going to be a great little just wait, shovel it down low for Latvia. Now Hudson gets it ahead. And this one worked over by the Americans, but turned over to Latvia. And back up the other way into the American zone where it's just kind of pitch and catch, and that's an unforced error, but the Americans able to regroup, recover, and get it back into possession there. They'll fire it into the far side corner, go dump and chase against Latvia. It's going to work out for a brief second before Latvia is able to move it out of the zone again. So nothing really of substance happening here other than that one very good Latvian chance so far. Connors in behind, he's going to work ahead and fire it on in. This one goes around the boards, played on down deep, and the USA trying to work this puck here is going to work it across, and they've got it at the top of the zone here. The puck to the near side. Luke Hughes falls, no call upcoming, so no penalty on the play. It's going to be battled there by the US back to center ice and now into the Latvian end. 16:50 to go here. And this one's going to work out back to the top of the zone and all the way back into the neutral blue line for the Americans, where they're going to work this puck to the far side corner, I guess you could say, of the Latvian zone, kind of where the boards start changing a little bit there. 16:32 to go here in Group B action between the USA and Latvia. Both teams trying to work this puck ahead and into some kind of substantive attack, but neither team really doing it as of yet. It's kind of been the problem for them, and this one's going to be bounced ahead down the ice, and an icing call against... Oh, no, they're still playing. They never waived that icing, I guess. Latvia just took its time going down there, and the U.S. took advantage to take a line change, sure. And now the U.S. across the line trying to push. Here's the thing, Latvia stood tall, and now a chance, the first real good look for the Americans, blocked in front. Back to the blue line here. Hudson's got the puck. He's going to wheel around the blue line and stare into the zone. Chance now for him to get in on the attack. He can't do it. Shot fired, blocked in front again. 15:35 to go here in this first period. Chance for the U.S. to clear it down, but they can't get it going. This one's going to be fired down deep. Turned around, and the Americans, well, they're going to come up with the puck yet again and work it back the other way. Shot coming, save by the glove right there for Latvia. 15:12 to go in this first period. And there you go. I am out of water. I'll be right back. Latvia and Team USA engaged in battle here. Live in Group B action in Moncton. 14:34 to go here in the first period. So both teams battling this puck back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Nobody yet to gain an edge here. Only one shot. 5 minutes in, Latvia has come with a concerted effort to keep the Americans away from getting shots on net. And so far, so good, as they've only had 1 through 5 minutes. As here's a walk down the corner, shot towards the net, blocked again by Latvia. So they've done just a phenomenal job blocking the shots that have come so far. And this one's going to be carried ahead. And 13:58 to go here in this first period. Both teams battling. So we're going to fire this one on down deep. 13:43 to go in this first period. Latvia carries on in. Shot deflects onto the goaltender for the US. His first touch of the game. Then that one just doesn't quite get through for Latvia. To the near side boards now. It's worked back and battled off a stick of the Americans and down deep into American territory, where they are able to gun it out into the neutral zone. Cooley's got the puck now for USA. He's going to fire it to the near side boards again, and here's an attack 4-on-1 for the Americans. Snuggerud's going to have to turn back and work this one around. He'll go on down deep. Logan Cooley's going to get things going here, and he's going to look for this puck to go around. Shot fired to the middle, doesn't go. So now a chance here for the Americans to continue zone possession. They are just running around in the Latvia zone on the far edges of the zone, but that's a turnover to Latvia, who's able to turn it out of the zone, and now one shot apiece so far in this first period with 12:35 to go, and here comes with a head of steam across the line the Americans. But it's turned back right into possession for Latvia, who gets a 2-on-1. Oh, nope, 2-on-2, sorry. Hands, though, coming to the side of the net. Latvia almost opened up the scoring on the US. That would have been interesting to see that, if Latvia would have been able to score right there. This one's going to be played ahead, though, and now the US a good chance to open scoring, but this Latvian goaltender enough saves to keep that puck out. And this game's pretty much a replay of what would you say, Switzerland-Finland, although a little bit more open of a game, a little bit more attacking going on here early, despite the shots really only being 1-1. It's just guys flipping up on pucks and guys blocking shots, committing to the cause so far for Latvia and the USA. Shot comes in, blocked again, and Latvia is just absolutely smothering the American attack here in their own zone. And this has been a very good concerted effort, like I said, to make sure you don't allow shots on net. The less shots you allow, the more chances you have to score, I think, for Latvia if everything comes together. Here's an opportunity now for them to turn it over in the neutral zone. They'll chip it on in, but it goes up and out of play over the glass in the bench, and we will have a stoppage in play with 11:13 to go, my friends. Welcome to Dolynny TV. If you're just tuning in for the first time today, we've been live for a little bit of that Sweden game before the flu or whatever's tackling me here took me out, and I just had to go lay down and have a nap. And secondary, we did all of Finland versus Switzerland, a game that probably the best one of the day so far, and that's the Sportsnet scoreboard. We want this. But if you're new to the channel, what I want you to do is consider hitting that subscribe button right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. And without further ado, let's get back to this hockey game where we're sitting here wondering what's going on. Obviously, Trey Augustine's been tested a couple of times, and Patrick Berzins has been solid for Latvia so far, keeping it down to a solid little game right now. And just as we check some stuff on Twitter here, see if there's anything going on. And is there anything? Alright, that's all we are at. Oh, but yeah, that's the hard part about this. The little flu I'm dealing with here today has got my entire upper body and lower back achy, so it's been hard sitting in the chair all day, but we'll battle through and at least get this first period done. See if we can't get that over with and then make our determination from there where this hockey game is headed, my friends. 11:13 to go in the first period. Chance for Latvia off the face-off win. They'll fire it on down deep, and they will actually beat the Americans right to the puck, but immediately have no support and turn it over a second later. This one here. Luke, welcome in. As we are just getting this hockey game underway, both teams only 3 and 2 shots respectively. The Americans leading in that department. This one worked ahead and a chance now for them to get over the blue line. It's offside though, and anytime we thought we've had rhythm in this hockey game, it's been disrupted either by a block shot or something else. That time an offside. So Wisconsin has Strammel, who's played 18 games for him. So that's interesting. This is always cool to see kind of who's dominating the NCAA, because that's generally who shows up for the USA at the World Juniors as NCAA players. So we'll see who's been dominating that as this game goes along. 10:37 to go here in this first period. Tipped on into the American end. Puck goes deep and it's going to be worked here by the Americans out. And now Logan Cooley got it across ice, and now all of a sudden the Americans trying to turn on the Jets against the Latvians, but so far it hasn't been quite successful in this hockey game as of yet. And hopefully for both teams they kind of start figuring out the ground and pound in the offensive zone and start coming up with pucks just like the Americans here. At the blue line, back to the near side, Hudson dumps it off to Cooley. Cooley, who seems to have been out there all period long so far. Shot fired, nothing happening on that one, it goes wide. Chance now to clear the zone, and the Latvians do. They'll get it up, maybe eat a high stick, never know. It's back the other way. Chance to fire a shot from the side of the net, they do, to the Americans, but now all they're doing is pretty much padding that goalie's stats. They've got 4 shots and nothing really to prove for it as of yet. Latvia in on the attack. They're going to fire a shot, goes wide of the net though. 9:30 to go here in this first period of play. Latvia trying to come up with the first goal of the game to kind of maybe stun the Americans a little bit here, that they've played them this hard through the first period of play, obviously, right? As Austria is expected to be one of the bad teams, so is Latvia, has been par for the course so far throughout the World Juniors, but both teams looking to make a difference here. In this one, Austria obviously failed, but Latvia faring, well, just a little better so far, without a goal in the first almost 12 minutes of this hockey game, when Latvia averaged more than a goal against per 6 minutes. So we'll see what ends up happening in this first period. As 8:52 to go, the Americans work it out of the corner now behind the Latvian net, work it in front. It bounces around, and a glove save there by Berzin. And that will be a stoppage in play yet again on the glove save. So there you go. 2 big saves there from Berzins in that first period. Oh, my goodness. All right. And that's where we sit as things carry on. I'll quickly check Clemhawks' stream here. And so far, nothing much there, as we're trying to get this live stream up and underway, my friends. Trying to see what we can get going here, but nothing as of yet. For goal department, right? That's kind of what you mean when you want to get a stream up and underway, is you want to see the game get interesting, and right now it's just 0-0. And we're not really seeing either team go out there and dominate as of yet. But I guess we'll see what ends up happening between these two teams the rest of the way home in this first period. Just going to quickly take a look at some YouTube stats here and see if there's anything I've missed so far. And so they've got highlights of Brian Boucher, the former goaltender for the USA at the World Juniors. Tyler now suiting up at the World Juniors and following in the footsteps of Dad back in the day. And we'll see what ends up Coming from this face-off, as it's a face-off win for Latvia, they'll work around the boards, but the USA back on the forecheck almost as quickly as they possibly could be. And now with 8:34, the Latvians work it out of the zone back into the neutral. Chance to tip it there, they can't. And now coming back the other way are the Americans. Turning it over to Latvia though, and the offensive zone possession dies before it even starts. Chance to the middle, cut off there by the Americans. That's been the interesting part so far for here, is both teams not really trying to get anything going. And here's a scramble in front. They can't seem to get it worked out. And this one's going to go down into the bench. So we'll have a stoppage in play. My man Gilly's TV stopping by. Probably a little shocked that things aren't rocking and rolling here on these live streams so far, but as he would know if he did a quick YouTube search, there's a lot of illegal streams going on YouTube today, and kind of cutting into the opportunity to really embrace the World Junior spirit with my fellow fans, unfortunately, because of those illegal streams. Anyway, shot for Latvia denied there by the goaltender of the USA. Turn back, and now the USA back in on with a burst of speed. Logan Cooley back out there for the Americans. He's going to cut to the middle, but unfortunately turn it over to the Latvians, who will come back the other way, who immediately turn it back over. And this one will be carried here, as the Americans will go in on the attack. 7:34 to go in this first period. And Latvia back up the ice, and this has kind of been the story of the World Juniors from everything I've watched so far, is the first period is generally a feeling out period for both teams. I mean, I don't know what Sweden and Austria did, but it seemed like they were feeling each other out a little bit as well early on. 7:13 to go here in this first period. Both teams trying to battle this puck off the boards. They can't. And now the Americans will come back the other way with the puck and fire it on down deep. Comes to the Latvian goaltender, who will leave it there. Burzins just tucks it into the corner. This one's 6:55 to go here in the first period. Latvia working in behind. They'll go bounce it off the boards, then play it ahead. This one goes all the way up the ice and was tipped by somebody. And no, it's an icing call instead. Never mind. It is indeed an icing call with 6:44 to go here in the first period. That was a great opportunity there for the Americans to get a goal on Burzins. Was able to make the save. Or just missed it, I don't know. But either way, we are just sitting here waiting for this hockey game to get back underway as the puck is down. Snuggerud, 23rd overall pick in by St. Louis. He's wearing, I don't even know what number he's wearing for the Americans here. But Latvia playing the Americans hard throughout this first period so far. Doing a good job keeping them off the pucks as much as possible. Latvia is big and strong, and obviously they've been able to show that here in this first period so far against the Americans, as the Americans will just continue to battle. And this is probably a little bit different for the Americans, who I think were looking to skill this game up. And so far the Latvian side has been just battling, and it looks like Latvia will take a penalty here. No, it's actually a penalty against the Americans. So Latvia, down 6-3 in the shot department with 6:08 to go here in the first period, will get a chance to, oh yeah, that's the slashing call right there against the Americans. Just swung around and smacked him with a stick. A chance to go to the power play will Latvia. Brindley goes to the box for the USA. And 6:08 to go here in the first period. We'll have 2 minutes or less for power play time for Latvia, who will win the face-off to the far side boards. They're cut off there. And now worked back. And Latvia going to work here and try to get this going. As it's worked back here and turned around, and now shot fired down deep. Nothing came through there. 5:46 to go here in the first period. Sorry, a little bit of dry mouth happening here after my nap. As that puck goes off the back of the net. Chance here now for Latvia to keep it in. They do. Back into the near side corner, near side boards now. Latvia is controlling. They've got a $1.18 to go on the power play. Shot blocked in front. This one's going to be played on down deep. And Latvia is going to work this one here. Back to the blue line. Back and across. And now Latvia looking to shoot this puck. Can't seem to get it going. 5:10 to go here in the first period. 59 seconds left in the power play for Latvia. Looking for something, anything to get going. As Latvia will fire this puck. Shot and tipped in front. Scramble in front of the net. No clue where it is. Augustine has it. So Augustine covers that puck up. We'll have a stoppage in play yet again here on the power play. As that was a great little play so far there for Latvia to set up the attack. And a wide open shot. Block with the tip in front. And a scramble up in front of the net. 4:53 to go here in the first period of play. Both teams trying to battle home. Get this 1-0 goal. There's neither team yet to bust through. It's 0-0. This one's going to work down low. It's back across to the far side. Latvia setting things up. Back to the near side corner. They're working across and far side now. Back to the near side, and they're just trying to open up the American attack. And there we go. A shot on net as it goes right into the glove of Augustine there. And that was a good little pitch and catch by the blue line of Latvia. They were definitely working that puck, looking to get things changed up. And they did. So now with 4:32 to go, they'll have 25 seconds of power play time left. And they'll try and get something going on those power plays. As this one working back by Latvia, who's done an impressive job actually winning faceoffs against the Americans so far this game. Back to the blue line. Latvia out there working this puck. They'll go down low and try to play it off the boards. They do now. Back there, Latvia again still working this puck D to D. Hot ass across. And that one will see the power play expire. So that's it. That's all for the power play. Latvia gets the shot, misses wide of the net though, and suddenly the shots are 6-4 for the U.S. and they will get up in a hurry. And here we go. They've got Latvia flat-footed a little bit. Shot fired towards the save though from the Latvian goaltender. So there you go. That's just turned back right away. 3:46 to go here in this first period. Neither team able to bust through yet as we're waiting for our first goal of the game. And I mean, it took a while for our first goal of the tournament, so we'll see what happens to get our first goal of this one between America and Latvia. Cooley's working it on deep into the zone, but again, Latvia's just doing a good job of coverage in the zone, making sure they're not giving up chances. And that's so far been so good for both teams, as that's a really good chance there for Latvia. They can't beat Augustine though, and it's going to have out wide the Americans down in the attack. Cooley goes battle in there. He's trying to battle his man off the puck, can't seem to do it. 3:08 to go in the first period. Puck is played back into the American end. We've just about completed a first period of play. I guess I could turn on the furnace and see what ends up happening if I could warm myself up. But 2:54 to go here in the first period of play. And 7-5 the shots on goal for the Americans. With just over 2:45 to go here in this first period. This one chipped up off the boards. Latvia keeping it alive. They just can't seem to get a high danger chance that results in a high danger chance, if you know what I mean. There's the side of the net. There's a high danger chance, but a save made by Augustine to deny them there. And Trey Augustine's been a lot busier, as according to Dennis Bayak, than he thought he was going to be. That's for sure. And as it currently sits, we have the Americans and Latvians tied 0-0 so far. It's actually kind of comical to see the terrible commercials they've got for these World Juniors, obviously due to everything that's happened over the past little bit with Hockey Canada, but it's kind of funny to see that this is what the advertisements are going to be and how much the TSN revenue, I'm sure, is affected by it. as we are rolling and rocking through this one here. Waiting for, of course, the Canada game, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to do, honestly. I think I might be going back to bed here after this first period. It's just taking way too much out of me to get anything going here today, and I think it's just going to be sleep in tomorrow and get ready for a game later in the day, I think will be more or less the plan. Obviously had big plans for today, but didn't plan on being sick, and unfortunately that's the boat I find myself in, down with the flu today. Alright, I can clear my eyes here. Alright, 2:29 to go in the first period. Face off. Trying to get it going, and they can't seem to get this puck down cleanly. So with 2:29 to go, we're still trying to drop this puck, sorry. And here's going to be a chance now. As, still can't drop the puck. Clem, hello, buddy. As 2:29 to go, and the puck is finally going to be dropped cleanly. There we go. That took long enough, that's for sure. With 2:24 to go here in this first period. Everybody working this puck up out of the zone. And this one's going to be worked into the neutral there by the Americans, now into the offensive end. The Americans attack, and that'll be denied by the Latvian goalkeepers. So we'll have a stoppage and play with 2:07, and we'll see if it takes us as long to drop the puck this time as it did last time out. That was a brutal get, that's for sure. But yeah, that was just Burzins making a little paddle save. And Blake, 109th overall pick by Carolina in the 2021 fourth round. .207. And so Blake is Jason Blake's son, not Rob Blake's son, I guess. And 2 minutes to go here in this first period as we wind down and finish this one off. 8-7 the shots on goal for the USA as we approach the last minute and a half now. So Latvia has done a good job of stalemating the Americans here. This has been one of the weirdest parts of this tournament, seeing Switzerland stalemate Finland into a 3-2 OT victory for Switzerland, and then obviously now the Americans unable to score so far in this first period against Latvia, which I think Latvia will consider a big time first period victory for sure if they can hold it here with the last minute 23 to go in this period. Turnover there to the Americans, who will get it going into the attack, and a shot blocked in front. Now it'll be moved ahead by Latvia, moving in across the blue line and turned back there. So Bucko 6 to go here in the first period of play. Latvia and the US battling through the neutral. Now less than a minute to go here in this first period. To the near or far side boards, coming around behind the net for the Americans to the near side. Left wing now, and they'll work it up and play it all off to the middle. There's not Cooley. I don't think that's Cooley this time. The shot looking. The Americans looking for the shot, and they will keep it on. They'll fire a shot down deep, and that one was almost a deflection in front that took a weird hop, but it didn't. Shot deflected in front, tipped there, and we will have a stoppage and play again with 3:04. As they're waving off that goal. It's Barons. First shot was a good one. I'm just trying to get some tracking information on this one. Doesn't get through the pads, hold on. They whistled the puck before it crossed the blue paint into the net. That's all you need to know. 30 seconds to go here. They're trying to check. I think the whistle blows before it crosses the line. And I doubt it's going to count as a goal for the U.S. just because of where the whistle blew, but I guess we'll find out here. The young goaltender for Latvia, Burzins, trying to figure it out. And both referees trying to figure this out as well. This one had gone through. And then he pokes it. I think the whistle goes way before the puck crosses the line. Yeah. I don't know even why you'd bother looking at that, to be honest with you, if I'm the referees in that game. They will step up to the Yep. Merry Christmas, girls. Hope it was a good one. And we will have our decision on this goal here now. No goal on the play. All right, 30.4 seconds to go, and we are up and done with this first period of play more than likely, and then unless the U.S. can figure out a way to score a big-time goal right here. We'll see what ends up coming from it here. 30.4 seconds to go in the first period. Face off to the left of Burzins. We'll see the puck dropped. Second time. They're really taking their time dropping pucks today. And Finland obviously having lost the game against Switzerland. Now a 2-on-1 for Latvia. Back the other way as they're not going to be able to force this puck across, so they take the shot and it's denied there by the American goalkeeper Augustine. We'll see the Latvians move it down into the near side corner. They're battling, trying to keep this puck alive, but that will do it. That is it. That is all for this first period as the Americans scramble it up enough in time to finish it off. And folks, unfortunately, I wish I had the juice to go, but I think I'm going to go take another quick nap here and see if we can't sleep it off to try and get into this Canadian versus Czechia game at 4:30 p.m. Thank you for tuning in.